don't forget to subscribe for more reviews. Please also like. Thank you.
Hello there everyone, Tom here again, and excuse me, today we have the privilege of taking a look at the DX9 Digital X-Tall Toys D13 Montana, and this is their version of a G1 breakdown. I'm pretty sure it's breakdown. Front of the box looks like this. You've got this nice, you want to play rough, okay, say hello to my little friend thing, that symbol, whatever that might mean. Bottom of the box, side of the box, top of the box, side of the box, and back of the box we get some schematics, things of this nature. So, why don't we go ahead, tear it open and see what we get. Okay, so, out of the packaging we get instruction booklet. Okay. Instructions look like this. Okay. We get the collector's card with bios on it. He's 5, 6s, and 7s. Looks like that. And in the clamshell we get a gun, which yeah, it folds down like this. No paint, but it does have a nice sculpt. I like the little thing right there. I wonder what the pin's for here. It doesn't seem to serve a purpose. I don't know why they would have pinned it instead of just gluing it, but you know, I'm not on the design team, so yeah. Okay, it's a nice little rifle. It measures in at, you know, right about, just right close to 3 inches. Okay, we get this little thing, which is just a piece of plastic. I don't think that's translucent. It might be, but I wonder what that's for. Maybe that's a kneecap when we get to Menosaur. Who the hell knows? And then we get to the figure. We got an empty clamshell here. Pardon me. Let's see if I can not destroy everything on my area here. Yeah, so here's my car. Interesting. Can you all see that reflective stuff right here? I wonder what that is. How neat. Huh. Okay. Car looks like this on the side. This from the back. Side. Underside looks like this, so very, very clean. Top looks like this. Alright. Let's see here. It's measuring in at, if I was eyeballing it, I would say it's awfully close to 6 inches. Width-wise, this is probably the widest part. It's roughly 2 3/4. Height-wise, the spoiler's about the same size, but let's eyeball this and call it 1 3/4 as well. This thing has a nice little heft to it. It's got some die cast in it, obviously. I mean, I say obviously, you can't tell because you're on the computer or TV, or your phone, but yeah, there is some color variations here. We have an off-white and a brilliant white. Off-white, brilliant white. The paint looks pretty good. Something I've noticed right here, I don't know if you all can see that or not, but that looks like flash and it's not painted, and I've got it right here and right there. Again, right here and right there too. I can fix that. That's easy enough. But yeah, just something interesting. Huh. All right. So I'll tell you what. Oh, the gun should plug into the top here if I remember correctly. It should go in right here. So, not that I ever. Wow, that's tight. Not that I ever display mine with their weapons in like that, but you know, it's something you can do. So, yeah. Tell you what, why don't we go ahead and do our scale comparisons in this mode. And here's Montana with a Masterpiece car, which you can see he is considerably larger than the Masterpiece car. I mean, he's even wider. And here he is with the Breakdown from Combiner Wars. This is the only one of these I have. The only combiner, Minosaur combiner I have. So, yeah.
Who's this guy?
This is Breakdown Nemesis, and you know these other two, so
Yeah, I hate him.
okay.
He's Sideswipe, isn't he?
Yes, but we're talking about Breakdown here right now.
Is he an Autobot?
No, he's a Stunticon. He's a Decepticon.
Decepticons make cars.
Well, you're a truck, and you're evil.
Wait, do I self-identify as a Decepticon?
Wait, right here, Nemesis, look. You got a Decepticon, you can't see it. Got a Decepticon symbol right there on your chest.
How dare you expose my chest?
Hey, time to go, Nemesis. What do you do, folks? What do you do? Alright, so I guess the next thing, we've done size comparisons, I guess the next thing to do is transform it. So before I transform this guy, I'm going to throw a couple of Decepticon symbols on him, and I'm going to base them upon the image that you see here. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to put one right here, kind of prominent front and center, being sure to center it as best we can. And then the tricky part, because we got to come in and there we go. Just like that. Okay, so now he's got a Decepticon symbol right there. And on that image he had one right here. So let's do the smaller one. I think the smaller one will be fine in this instance. Don't you? We'll put a happy little Decepticon symbol right here. That's right. Just go crazy. It's your Decepticon symbol. You can make it look however you want. That's right. Happy little Decepticon symbol. Happy little Decepticon symbol. You know where we get these, right? We get these from toyhacks.com. When we go and we order various different things from them, they send them happy little Decepticon symbols. So now he's a Decepticon. Why don't we go on and figure out our transformation? Alright, I think that's enough Bob Ross for one day. What do you all think? Alright, so the first thing you have to do is you have to pop this off. And I'm going to tell you ahead of time, I have transformed this thing once before you're seeing this video. So, the biggest issue that I had, there are tabs right underneath this black part right here that have nothing to do with this, but you have to lift it up and it detaches from here, and it doesn't, you don't want to do it this way, but it has to separate from right here. So when you're putting pressure on this, you can do one side or the other, but understand that, like I said, right right here's the hole. You can see it. It's right here. And right here's the tab that it goes around. And the first time I did it, I swear I thought I was going to break it. I swear I did. But I didn't. So all things are good. Bring this up. Spin this around. Collapse this down. I hope I'm doing this in the right order. Push it in. Okay. Come under here and open these up. We'll need these out of the way here in a minute. Let's see here, Tommy boy. Try and get it right. This whole section here on both sides separates, and it plugs in underneath. There's a spot right here, and there is a tab, if you can see it, or a port right here for this tab, and this little ball joint thing here plugs in right here. So that plugs in right there, and it's the two lock points are pretty good, so you shouldn't have any trouble. Now I'm going to back out just a tinch. That's as far as it goes. Alright, well, we'll raise it up. The legs, bring this down, bring this around. Okay, this is going to fold up. Let's see, Tommy boy, get her right. This comes out like this. This comes around, and heel spur, a little too soon for that. This comes up, this comes up. Swing this around. I can never get the feet right. The feet are what kill me every single time. I mean every single time. This is going to come around, and Tommy boy, you're losing it. This comes down, this plugs in, that circles around, comes around, and there is a pin right here that goes into a port right here. And I just popped the foot off. Dagnab corn found it. Nothing is ever easy. Hey, you see me struggling? You figure you struggle too. Come on now. There we go. That goes not like that. Come on, Tommy boy. Pull this up. Pull that down. Pull this down. This plugs in. It's right there. This comes up. This plugs in to right here. Just gotta have your foot tucked away first. Get that in there. Come on now. Get that in there like that. Pull that down. Pull that around. Pushed in. Pull this up. Pull that back for your heel spur. My heel spur's like way loose. But yeah, and that should be, I've got it on the wrong side, because the tire's supposed to go on the inside and this goes on the outside, like this, like that, right there, and that's one of his legs. Alright, let me see if I can redo this and maybe be a bit more coherent with it on this side. Okay, so this comes out, this comes in, this is going to rotate around, and this comes up, that goes, going to come in, this bit comes down, and you plug that right there into that right there. That's highly technical terms, folks. That comes down and that plugs, there's a pin and a port, plugs in right there. While you're getting your feet situated. Open the heel spur, open the main foot, bring this down, tab it in, and then we rotate here, I think maybe. Maybe we don't rotate yet, but I think that's right. Might be right. Okay, bring these two pieces in like this, and this will now allow you to rotate right here so that you can lift it up and start working on the arms. the arms separate, and you may have to pull this out a little bit to get them to separate. Go ahead and you can pop up your head at this time. These parts right here are going to separate from each other, he says. No, they really do. They just plug in. What's the matter here, Tommy boy? Oh, dummy me. You gotta pull this piece up first. Lift this out of the way. Let's see here. Rotate. This piece right here rotates too, if I remember right. Yes, it does. Oh man, highly technical here. Bring that up, bring that down. Come in here. Get your fist out, he says. Okay. This is going to come down, and there is a particular way that you rotate this so that you can get this to close, and I swear I have issues remembering how it goes every single time I do it. Like that. And then this comes down. Man, this is the hardest part of this, he says. Look, this has to... I'm telling you folks, you watch me struggle with it, maybe you won't struggle quite so much. Okay, that comes in, that comes... Crap. Alright, Tommy boy, you're going to end up editing this part, because this is just bad. At this point, this is just bad. And we all know you can do better than this. Alright. So we know that comes up. You know that turns around like this, so that this can plug in. Let's probably get going underneath, could I? Yeah, I can. Alright. Problem is that now the elbow won't bend, it won't straighten. Dagnamp corn, found it. That's got to go down. And that can't stay out that way. Sometimes you really hate stuff, you know. Alright, but anyway, there's a pin right here that plugs into the shoulder right here, like that. I'll clean this up here in a minute. Pull this down, pull this up to allow you to move this to break this connection here. Push that up. Open up your elbow, pull out the fist, and rotate this to the appropriate spot. Pull it in, tabs in, pull this down, and I will get this cleaned up here and figure out what I'm doing wrong with the arms. The last thing we do is we bring up the backpack. It just bends on a hinge, and it just kind of sets in, and that can't be right. What'd you do wrong, Tommy? Oh, it slides down. That's what it was. Alright, slides down, and it sits right there, and that pretty much is this guy. Alright. Let's see here. Aside from the arm panels, I've got it pretty much good. He measures in at approximately 7 3/4 inches to the head, shoulder to shoulder, or tire to tire. It's just under 4 inches depth-wise. We're going to eyeball this and call it about 2.5 approximately. Alright. Man, I don't think I've done everything correctly. Articulation-wise, the head is on a ball joint. I can actually see it right there. One thing I will note, and I mean, there's always a possibility I'm doing something wrong, but that head butts right up to that windshield, and as a result, you get a little bit of up and down, a little bit of wiggle, but this is supposed to lock into the chest here, and it doesn't do as well as it's supposed to because of this. And I checked the instructions and I didn't see anything to do with that. May have missed something. I fully grant that's always a possibility, but I didn't see anything. So arms can do a full 360. They can come up on that hinge to give you all that, and then they also have this additional hinge here which you can use to go out too. So that's a good thing. So he can go like this and go wee. Okay, let's see here. The elbow is double jointed. It'll get you the full range, no problem. The wrists are on a mushroom peg. You can get rotation. 3 bottom fingers are pinned. Are molded together. The trigger finger is molded together, and he does have, you know, that continually grasping typewriter thing going on. Let's see here. The waist, full rotation, no problems. He does not have an ab crunch. The skirt will get out of the way. Oh yeah, I forgot something, didn't I? I was supposed to extend him, wasn't I? I think I have to do that before I do this, don't I? Wait, no. Tommy boy, you're losing your mind. Great, now you can't get this back in. There we go. You got to come in here, and you'll have to have a tool or something unless yours is just loose. And you unlock this section right here, he says. This allows you to bring down the legs to give him a little extra height. Then you close it back up. Now with that, full forward, and that's about as far back as you're going to get. Thigh rotation is built around the universal joint here. He can definitely do the full Chinese splits. You also have a knee rotation here. Single jointed knee gets you 90 degrees. You get a rocker, toe tilt, and that other. Now, since we increased his height here, I guess we probably ought to redo his height. So now he's coming in at a full 8 inches. Okay. So to give you a scale comparison with just what I have handy here, here it is with Fans Toys Cup and their floppy mess of an RC that I just can't keep together. There's those two. All right. And let's do the rest of the scale comparison. Alright, so I reviewed the directions again, and it seems to suggest there's a hole right here. You can see the chip in the paint. It seems to suggest that this pin right here would go in that hole. Obviously chipping paint is not a good thing, but it also suggests that this just kind of rests here. So if that's the case, then let me let's flip this around here, put this right there like that, and close that off. And that might be what we're looking at here. I never apologize for, you know, what goes on with the transformation, because again, if you see me struggling with it, there's a really good possibility you will too. And you know, we're all in this together, so let's do the best we can. Final thoughts wise, I like this. I think it's great. You know, I'm not paid by DX9, or, I mean, nobody loves me enough to be able to pay for me to actually review anything of theirs. So, with me, you get pretty much an honest opinion, or at least as honest opinion as I can give you. And I like this thing. I think it's perfectly fine. I think that there is room for improvement here. However, I also think that, I mean, it's okay. I think it does exactly what it's supposed to do, which is provides us with a good representation of the character. Let's see, the quality. Remember, there's three things that I look at when I'm doing my final thoughts and whether or not I think you all might want to buy it. There's quality, playability, and cost. The quality is very good. I feel comfortable with it. I don't feel like I'm going to break it or it's going to break on me. If I haven't done so, let me zoom in on the face sculpt so that you can see it. It's a very nice face sculpt. It's got lots of paint. This thing has lots of paint on it, and I really like it. I think it's going to make a really nice Minosaur when it's all done. And he is just a component. So, is he a component only, or can he stand alone? I think he's fine. I think he can stand by himself. I don't think he has to be, you know, surrounded by the others. I'm sure it will make a really nice, interesting look when we get all of them. And I know Wild Rider's out now. I can't remember what his name is, but yeah, I mean, he holds his weapon. He's playable. He's very flexible when it comes to articulation. He doesn't have the ab crunch that I mentioned, but I think he's okay without it. The cost. I paid, I think it was $80, maybe it was $79 for this one. He's appropriate. There's enough here for me to justify saying that there's enough here to buy. So yeah, if you're looking for a Minosaur set, I think this is going to scale. It's supposed to scale with the Toy World Devastator, which my personal opinion is every other one except Feral Rex should be smaller. Again, that's my opinion. You can have a different one and you won't offend me in saying so. But yeah, I think this is great. I think it will do just exactly what it's supposed to do. And I don't think it's going to complain too much about it in the process. So, really wonder where this goes. Anyway, this is Tom. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you at the next review.
Thank you for watching my Papa's channel. Please subscribe and like. Thank you.
Another satisfied customer of Vitamin John. Operators are standing by. Call now.